chat, without further ado, Mafia, the old country, whatever it takes, gameplay, trailer. Let's get it, bro. I can't wait for this game in August, bro. Let's get it. I did not watch the trailer, bro.
Come in.
Bravery is not
Bro, tell me this guy does not sound like the Godfather. Like the guy who played the Godfather. What was his name? Brando? Marlon Brando? Hold up. I got it. Let me look this shit up real quick. Vito Corleone, the guy, yeah, Marlon Brando, bro. Tell me he does not sound exactly like Marlon Brando. Alright. No more pauses. But, bro, are you serious? I'm gonna pause again.
Come in.
bravery is not common
Bro, he sounds such... Oh my god, he sounds so like to Vito Corleone.
in this world, and so loyalty, honor,
Horses?
obedience,
Okay.
they set the man apart from the rest. You took care of Messina, but this matter is not yet resolved. Will you help me bring it to a close?
Nice.
Of course, tanto easy.
Okay, so you... Alright, so you can use coins as distractions. That's fire. Oh, what a throwing knife. Woo! Oh, that is sick. Oh, cars? Okay. This is like the car from Mafia 1 when we had to do that race. Oh, nice. Oh!
You again.
Oh, hell nah. August 8th, bro. What the hell? Bro. Oh my god. Nah, that was an insane trailer. Bro. That was an insane trailer, chat. Holy shit. No, one thing I like though. So obviously, the backstory is basically that this game takes place in 1900 Sicily. So it was like just at the start of the cars, just at the start of like the guns. Well, no, the guns were around, but it's cool how it actually, it's like a movie. It's like the Godfather movie, but in a video game. You get to play the Godfather movie basically. That is so cool, bro. Oh my god. You basically get to play the Godfather movie. And of course, they had to make the Don sound exactly like Vito Corleone. Exactly like Vito Corleone. Holy shit, bro. They couldn't get a... Bro, they got like the perfect voice. It really captures like that Vito Corleone type of voice, bro. That is so awesome. But Enzo's the main character. That's the one we play. But there is a video on the... There is a video also that was uploaded today after the trailer came out of a behind the scenes look at how they made or what was their inspiration for Mafia the Old Country. Mafia 4 basically. So let's watch this as well. This game's gonna be so awesome. I can't wait for August 8th, bro.
Hey everyone, I'm Nick Baines, president of Hangar 13. We hope you enjoyed this new look at gameplay in Mafia the Old Country. We're just 3 short months away now from getting this game in your hands, and we can't wait. Mafia the Old Country is an origin story for the Mafia universe, and as such, is both a step forward and a return to the fundamentals of the franchise. The heart of Mafia has always been deep, immersive storytelling, and Mafia the Old Country is no exception. It's a premium experience in the vein of early Mafia games, with a linear narrative set against the stunning, authentic backdrop of 1900 Sicily. That focus has allowed us to deliver a classic organised crime drama in the period authentic Mafia rules and traditions of the era. And, as you just saw, we've made some exciting gameplay updates. Whether you're using a knife or a gun, using stealth or in a shootout, this is brutal and grounded in all the best ways. It's all going
One thing they didn't show in the trailer, which kind of makes sense, is that what's gonna happen when you die? Like that knife battle at the end was crazy. It looked like Enzo kind of won, but we don't know. But what's gonna happen? Like, let's say Enzo loses that knife battle. Is he just gonna get stabbed in the neck, bro, and you're just gonna see blood popping out? Like, I really wonder how they're gonna do like the deaths in this, because the game looks amazing, bro. The game looks so good.
to pull you in from every angle, pushing the franchise forward in a location and time painstakingly created with the utmost authenticity and detail using Unreal Engine 5.
Unreal Engine.
Stick around, because next up is our development team, who have loads of awesome behind-the-scenes insights on how we brought this title to life. And stay tuned between now and August, as we'll have even more to tell and show. Thanks for joining us on this journey.
W, bro.
Come in.
Playing a classic mob movie. Exactly, bro. That's exactly what I just said. You're basically playing The Godfather. Like, this is so awesome.
Our top goal for every Mafia game is to deliver the promise to a player that you're going to play a classic mob movie. Mafia the Old Country is a linear crime drama set against a beautiful Sicilian backdrop. The first step for us was to make sure that we were nailing all of the things that players expect from a Mafia game. The quality of its storytelling, how immersive it is, how authentic it is. Previous Mafia games have been set in big American cities. We've taken the action and we've put our story in rural Sicily, in the place where the Mafia began.
You really feel like you're transported into another time. It feels really unique and different, but yet really familiar. Players are really going to enjoy that aspect of it.
Our entry point for making these crime dramas is always the protagonist. We wanted to make sure that our main character, Enzo Favara, lives up to the standard which we've set in the past, and I hope in some ways even exceeds that.
All of the men in this room are bound by blood.
Enzo grows up in a sulfur mine. He's one of a bunch of children that are sold to the mine owners at this point in history in Sicily. Their life expectancy is short and they're essentially seen as disposable.
Enzo turns to crime as a means to make something of himself. The odds are stacked against him. So what does he do? He sees an opportunity for himself to gain some status, to gain some respect.
Do you wish?
Oh my god. Okay, so he wasn't born into the family. He was like basically on the run, basically had nothing, and he turned to the Mafia because obviously that was his only option. Otherwise, they just said he was seen as disposable. They would have probably killed him, or he would have died. Life expectancy was short. So he turned to the Mafia for help, and the Mafia, it looks like he joined the Mafia. That's fire.
He sees an opportunity for himself to gain some status, to gain some respect.
Do you wish to commit to this family?
I do.
Swearing the oath is the chance for him to finally be accepted. He's found a family. It's the thing he's been searching for his entire life, but it comes at a cost.
I think players are in for an emotional roller coaster. The high stakes of the Mafia life present opportunities for us as storytellers to take players and put players through the ringer, really, in terms of what happens to the character, what happens to them in the game.
You again.
Immersive life or death gameplay? Okay.
What makes a really compelling gameplay experience is the mix of the high-intensity combat, cover play, cover shooting, set by these beautiful cinematics that make what you do in the combat so much more meaningful because you're fighting for something you really believe in.
Authenticity and immersion are key. And so we wanted to take that philosophy from the storytelling and make sure that it was consistent in the gameplay.
You know, whether you come for that core cover combat shooting experience or that white knuckle driving experience, we have that in Mafia the Old Country, but it's unique.
There's some downbeats, there's some deep storytelling moments, and then there's some like high intensity action. And I think that's what makes Mafia missions and the general experience so interesting, is that we're constantly trying to change that roller coaster experience that you're on.
Enzo's proving himself with guns, and we wanted the combat to feel like there was a scarcity of resources, so you have to be...
The stealth looks absolutely insane this year. Like, there's gonna be a lot of like diversions that you can do. You could choose to go guns blazing or very stealthy, and like it's gonna be very brutal. I think it's gonna be a very brutal like 1900 Sicily type of mob movie game, which is awesome, bro. I can't wait.
More tactical in the way that you approach combat. The knife has been an integral part of...
I mean, but then again, can anything get more brutal than Lincoln Clay with his machete? Like, seriously, Lincoln Clay was brutal, as brutal as it gets with his machete, bro. So really, can you top that? That's the real question.
More tactical in the way that you approach combat. The knife has been an integral part of gameplay. It's a part of Sicilian culture.
We wanted our gameplay to be immersive, to have a life or death kind of vibe. So when players are in a knife duel, when they're in a gunfight, they're genuinely fearing for their lives.
My flesh must burn like this saint if I do not keep my oath.
Stunning Sicilian adventure.
Bringing 1900 Sicily to life for us, it infuses every aspect of the development. It's about the characters, it's about the music, it's about the story, it's about the setting, it's about the vistas, it's about the vehicles, it's everything. It always starts with research, it always starts with immersing ourselves in the subject matter. So whether that's reading every crime book around the Sicilian Mafia, watching all of the movies, even driving the cars, firing the weapons, and then translating that into the game, that
Oh my god, look at this shit, bro. This is how they made like Enzo's like type of character, bro, and then like the movement that he does. Like behind the scenes of the gameplay, like how they do it. Oh my god, that's so cool.
watching all of the movies, even driving the cars, firing the weapons, and then translating that into the game. That's the development experience.
We even sent some folks out to Sicily. We were then able to take all of those experiences and try to translate it into an on-screen experience, but also a story. And those two things are woven together in a way that I think players are going to really enjoy.
Bravery is not common in this world, and so
The Mafia that we see in Mafia the Old Country is much different than the Mafia that we see in some of the other Mafia games. It's a time-honored tradition steeped in secrecy, and there's this sort of deep honor that we see within the Teresi family and within the characters there.
The characters' relationships with each other, the way they behave, is very much influenced by that setting and that cultural difference.
This is a distinctive experience that I've never played before, and I'm sure that players are going to feel the same.
Mafia the Old Country is our first Unreal 5 game in the studio, and it's particularly suited to the Sicilian setting.
We've really been able to push the boat out in terms of sort of the real tiny details on everything.
You know, one of the big ones for me is metahuman. You have characters that have really lifelike expressions.
Holy shit, look how real that looks. And this is just Unreal 5. Oh my god, bro. The metahumans, bro. This is how they create characters and like how they look. This is awesome, bro.
You know, one of the big ones for me is metahuman. You have characters that have really lifelike expressions, micro details. You know, many times when I'm watching the game, especially on a big screen in 4K, I start to forget that they're characters rendered in an engine. They just look like real characters in a movie. I think that's the level of immersion that we want, and it allows people, I think, to really suspend their disbelief and go along for the ride.
Enzo is beautifully rendered in the game, and I think he's one of the most compelling game characters we've seen for a long time.
The thing I'm most excited about from Mafia the Old Country is finally getting the game in players' hands.
The story pulls you through really quickly, and at the end, it takes your breath away, and it's one that you're not going to want to spoil for your friends.
The visuals and the storytelling are absolutely next level.
Our setting's completely distinctive, our story's completely unique. This is a game that you haven't played before. The best crime stories have unforgettable twists, and this game's no exception.
Oh
Players
my
are in for a
God.
treat.
welcome, Enzo.
Holy shit. Bro, Mafia is gonna be one of the best games, bro. Best games of this year for sure. Oh my god, we have so many good games coming up, bro. We have so many good games coming up, bro. We have Mafia coming out. Subnautica 2's coming out. We have GTA 6. Oh my god, bro. But Mafia the Old Country is basically gonna be like an introduction to like GTA 6, like as far as like insane like graphics and shit. It's gonna be awesome, bro. But yeah, it's basically like you're playing The Godfather the movie. Like you're in The Godfather the movie, basically. Enzo is like this nice Italian kid, bro. He was a little troubled, like he couldn't he was like with one of those like he was like poor, didn't have anything, so he turned to the Mafia and the Mafia helps him. But he just said the ending's gonna be crazy, or the entire game's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be like full consequences and stuff. So I really wonder if Enzo's gonna turn on the Mafia at the end. I mean, hey, I don't know. That would be crazy, wouldn't it? Like one of those stories where the narc is the guy who joined last. That would be crazy, would it not? Enzo turns on the mob at the end. I can't wait, bro. So obviously, like every Mafia game, this Mafia game is single player only. There's not going to be an online system. It's just you play the game, you're done. Obviously, with GTA, there will be an online system. But obviously, that's after the story mode. But yeah, oh my god, bro. Mafia the Old Country. It's gonna be one of the best games of 2025. I can't wait. I already pre-ordered it today. I am already locked in, bro. The gameplay, the storyline, everything about this game looks amazing so far. And he just said that we're gonna get more as we get closer to August. So I can't wait. I hope you guys all enjoyed the video. This is amazing. Mafia the Old Country, August 8th. Be on this channel. We will be playing it August 8th. Hope you guys all enjoyed the video. Make sure to go check out the Mafia trailer for yourself. I will link it in the description. Hope you guys all enjoyed. I'll see you guys in the next YouTube video. Peace. W.